It's time for Friday Night Flights, sponsored by Casey Auto Group, Hercules Fence, Esprit Decor Home Furnishings, and Bayport Credit Union.
Oh my goodness, is it fall already? It's not even October, but it sure felt like football weather tonight. And while the air had a bit of a chill, the action on the field was red hot. High school football in Hampton Roads, and nobody gives it to you better than we do here on Friday Night Flights. Hi everybody, I'm Bruce Rader, and we begin tonight with two Norfolk rivals. Maury against Lake Taylor. Lake Taylor, last year's state runners-up, led by Coach Hank Sawyer, one of the most successful in Virginia with more than 200 wins over the past 2+ decades and 3 state championships. Maury, the state champion 2 years ago, advanced to the state semifinals last year. It was a big game in Norfolk, and Nathan Epstein was there.
Both these teams won state titles 2 years ago. Maury in Class 5, Lake Taylor in Class 4. First quarter, Maury in white is already up 14-0, and here comes Peyton Jones. The junior has nothing but open field in front of him. That's a 56-yard sprint to the end zone, and the Commodores are in control, up 21-0. Still in the second, more from that explosive Commodores offense. The senior quarterback Saquon Miles got a mile in front of him, 61 yards to the end zone, and what a night for Miles. 2 big touchdown runs, had more than 150 yards rushing. That put Maury up 27-0, extra point no good. Remember, Lake Taylor came back from a 26-point deficit last week. Could the Titans mount another comeback? Second quarter, after a Titan interception, Kelvion Whitmore going end zone, and that was a nice catch by Darius Spate. The senior snags it for the score, but that's about the only highlight of the night for Hank Sawyer's team. Third quarter, Maury pouring it on. Miles goes end zone, and look at that catch by Jones. Stretches for the touchdown. Maury gets the big win over Lake Taylor, 48-12. For Friday Night Flights, I'm Nathan Epstein.
Great job, Nathan. Meanwhile, in Chesapeake, Oscar Smith alum Michael Cherry, fresh off his Olympic gold medal in Tokyo, flying the Oscar Smith flag as the defending state champions taking on Hickory, and Oscar Smith dominant as always. Future Old Dominion quarterback Ethan Vasco to Troy Johnson. The Oscar Smith scoring machine keeps putting up the points this time. Kevon King with a bevy of blockers in front of him, right into your living room for another score. On defense, Oscar Smith blows up the play here thanks to big number 50, Caleb Jones. And we can never get enough Ethan Vasco highlights, and he finds Kevon King again down the sideline for a 70-yard touchdown run. Look at him go. Oscar Smith shuts out Hickory 57-0 tonight. Mike Smith, the latest member of the 500-win club. He's one of just 3 high school football coaches in America to accomplish that feat. His Hampton Crabbers taking on Warwick. Hampton in red, big defensive play. Jason Williams in on the tackle for the loss. The Crabbers defense was tough tonight, but Warwick controlled the time of possession by holding the ball for but 55 seconds of the first quarter. The Raiders cap off the drive on Raymond Almendarez's touchdown pass to Isaiah Wallace. But that was the only touchdown the Hampton defense would allow. Another big defensive play by Aiden Gibson. He swats the ball away. More action by the Hampton defense. Nice goal line stance. Hampton was down 6-0 at halftime, but scored 19 unanswered points in the second half and beat Warwick 19-6, giving Mike Smith his career win number 501. Way to go, Coach. Meanwhile, down at the beach, Green Run has been the class of the district so far, unbeaten. They beat Salem by 3 touchdowns last week. Tonight, Green Run taking on First Colonial, and that high-powered Green Run offense scored on the first play of the game. Strong safety Christian Parham answers that question in a hurry, and Green Run is up 7-0, and that was just the beginning. Very next possession by FC, Green Run with the big defensive play again. This time, Zaylen Stagg pokes the ball loose. Parham with the scoop. Green Run making it happen on both sides of the ball. After another turnover, Green Run quarterback Xavier Davis goes to work. He finds Kadrian Miles for the 40-yard bomb. Davis back for another year at quarterback, and he's got plenty of targets. His next big play, now remember this name, Keelan Adams, he's one of the top sophomores in the nation right there. He's a big-time player, and Green Run is a big-time team. One more time, Davis to Adams. All the big colleges already looking to sign Keelan Adams as Green Run remains unbeaten with a 60-point win. We're going to stay at the beach. You know, Kempsville had struggled in recent years, but I got to tell you, the Chiefs have looked impressive this season. Tonight, taking on Salem. Both offenses were struggling to move the chains. We're going to pick it up in the third quarter. Kempsville up 2. Sun Devils looking to score. Jason Williams to Maury Williams for the short gain, but he was stood up by the Chiefs defense. The ball pops out. Kempsville will recover in the final quarter. Chiefs still up by 2. Its defense looking to stop the Sun Devils. Fabian Wells on a yard short, and the Chiefs take over on downs. Kempsville now is going to try to ice the game with just 5 minutes to play. They give it to Naquan Washington Pierce, who found the end zone. Kempsville beat Salem 17-8. More finals from the beach. Ocean Lakes with the 31-17 win over Tallwood. Kellum gets a big shutout victory over Princess Anne, and it was Bayside 16-0 over Lansdowne. We had a good one in Chesapeake, an undefeated showdown between Kings Fork and Western Branch. Kings Fork in white, quarterback Cameron Butler to Jason Cole. He makes some nice moves, and he's tackled. This would lead to a 1-yard touchdown run, so the Bulldogs took a quick 14-0 lead. Their defense was even better, though. They blitzed and sacked the quarterback on the mishandled snap. Western Branch driving late for the Bulldogs. Kyrie Moiston gets the sack. The Kings Fork defense making a statement tonight after defeating Smithfield and Great Bridge to open the season. This was thought to be a test for the Bulldogs, and boy, they passed that test big time. Kings Fork with the 17-3 victory. The Bulldogs defense has surrendered, get this, a mere 11 points in 3 games. That defense will pay off in the postseason, I'm sure. Still to come, we're going to go back to Chesapeake, where rivals Grassfield and Deep Creek clashed. Plus, Indian River plays its second game of the season, and a defensive battle in Portsmouth between Norview and Churchland.
We're the Hampton cheerleaders, and you're watching Friday Night Flights. Let's go, Hampton!
Tonight we visit 2 teams that have tremendous fan support. Regardless of their success on the field, these are 2 teams from Chesapeake. Winless Grassfield making the short trip to 1 and 2 Deep Creek. Big crowd on hand at Deep Creek tonight late in the first quarter. Hornets in the red zone. Quarterback Anthony Barnes slips his way through Grassfield's defense for the score. The Grizzlies now hand it off to their running back Stover Rezwan, who picks up a nice gain, but Grassfield couldn't do anything with it. Deep Creek would take over, and Anthony Barnes is going to keep it himself, just like in the first score. He's going to have a big run. Deep Creek is up, and we go into the second quarter. Barnes bubbles past to Brandon Nesbitt, makes the defender miss, and I'll tell you what, these 2 teams really put on a good show for the fans, as Deep Creek and Hickory doing it great. 33-10, that was the final tonight. Deep Creek has really come on the last couple of years, and they come up with the victory. We're going to stay in Chesapeake. Nansemond River and Indian River, the family of Jaquan Yulee honored at halftime. Yulee tragically passed away in a car accident in Suffolk this summer. And the Braves played in his honor. Senior linebacker Donovan Owens with the big play of the week. Third quarter on his way, breaking all kinds of tackles. Look at this incredible run for Donovan Owens, which gives Indian River a 20-12 lead. After the Indian River defense recovers the Nansemond River fumble, Indian River quarterback Tyler Allison rolls to his left and makes the incredible throw back across his body to Amir Talley, who climbs the ladder for the touchdown, and Indian River is on its way. And Talley wasn't done. The Braves now on defense. Talley, the sophomore, with the pick. Another big play for him. He's a big-time player, and a big win, 41-18 over Indian River with the win. In Portsmouth, Churchland hosting a Norview team which nearly knocked off Lake Taylor last week. The Trucker defense wouldn't allow it here, though. Middle linebacker Derek Griffin Jr. times it perfectly, splits the gap, sacks the quarterback, and then they're swarming the quarterback for the sack. And then right before halftime, the Churchland offense scores. Quarterback Brandon Hillman hits Keyshawn Key in the end zone for the only score of the game. An interesting matchup next week when they play Grafton. The Truckers will really be tested in 2 weeks when they play Maury. Churchland with the 7-0 shutout of Norview tonight. When we come back, more scores and highlights, including the Bay Rivers District game of the night, where War Hill tried to keep its undefeated streak alive. To Smithfield now for the Bay Rivers District game of the night. The undefeated War Hill against Smithfield. A big defensive night for War Hill's two-way starter, Kalen Eady. He starts things off with a nice interception. This man would have a big game tonight, but it doesn't do you any good if the offense can't take advantage of the pick, and they did. Nice run by Daron Gordon for the first score of the game, and Eady, only a sophomore, with another outstanding season. He's going to get his second pick on consecutive Smithfield possessions, and he's also the team's star running back. The War Hill defense continues to shine. Logan Gray, this time with the big play, as War Hill remains unbeaten with an impressive 42-19 win over Smithfield tonight. More scores on our Friday Night Flight scoreboard. York with a 34-0 win over Grafton in a big rivalry game at Bailey Field. Woodside 38-0 over Gloucester. Franklin gets past Windsor 45-0. Norfolk Academy falls to St. Christopher's from Richmond, and Atlantic Shores with a big 47-8 victory over Catholic. College football tonight. Virginia at home loses to Wake Forest 37-17, another bad night for the Who's defense. Now, college football tomorrow. Old Dominion is at home against Buffalo, and the rest of our local college teams are on the road. The Washington football team looking for its second win in a row with a tough one in Buffalo against the Bills. Boy, we had another exciting week of high school football in Hampton Roads. Nathan Epstein will be here tomorrow and Sunday with the weekend sports wrap, and we had a gold medal Olympian show up at the Oscar Smith game. Michael Cherry, will have more with him next week on the Sports Wrap. I'll see you on Monday. Have a great weekend, everybody. Good night.